And I'd just like to welcome you to the program, Mrs. Wooten, and to just ask you, I remember, of course, being your mother, I don't have some of those questions to really ask, but just share a little insight about yourself and how you came to be involved in a music ministry as well as a sign language ministry.
Okay, well, thank you. First of all, thank you for having me. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
And that means God's peace and blessings be upon you. And I just want to take a moment and sign and just say God's peace and blessings be upon you. Amen. So it's all kind of ways to get that greeting out. I think it's a wonderful greeting. I'm glad to be here today, and I don't know. I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. The signing came about, actually, I was all about basketball. That was me for years and years and years, and nothing else. But when I got into church, and everyone knows I am a communicator, but I was at a church in Cincinnati, Ohio, about 1,000 members. And, of course, I tried to talk to each one of them. And we had a few deaf people there, and I couldn't talk to them. All I could do was wave hi and wave goodbye. And I thought, oh, no, I say more than this to children, So that created awareness for me of deaf people. I mean, we've all heard the story and read the story of Helen Keller, but that really brought it home to me. I said, here are these people here. I want to be able to communicate with them, and I can't. And I wasn't about, as much as I have plenty of words to say, I was not about to write every single thing down. So that's how I got interested in signing. Then I had gotten married, had 4 children, and so I didn't really pick back up signing until 97. I said, I need to bring this to the schools. It started off as... I like to volunteer in the schools, and I wanted to bring something different to the schools. All the moms bake cookies and all, go on the field trips, but I wanted to do something different. So I said, okay, well, I have this skill. I could teach sign language. So, okay, cool. I would teach, and that was my volunteer service. But then I studied under Dr. Lonnie Stockman for 2 years, and it was amazing to me because he had a hearing aid in both ears. And my first thought was, he can't hear me. How's he going to teach me sign language? That was my thought, out of lack of knowledge. Taught me for 2 years. So I studied under him at the Independent Living Resource Center for people with disabilities. And so I studied that for 2 years. And I thought, okay, I was really starting to take the signing seriously. So when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, in 99, I went to the Atlanta Area School for the Deaf and took another additional year of signing because I really wanted to be able to communicate with people. By this point, it was in my mind that if I see a deaf person, I'm going to be able to talk to them. We're going to talk. We're going to have some conversation. So that was my initial motivation. And then, I'm also a choir director, and I'm very expressive, as you well know. I like to move, and sometimes you can just feel so full of the things God has done for you, God has brought you from, and singing don't seem to be enough. Signing allows me to express how I feel about God with movement. So then I said, okay, I want to start signing in the churches and signing the gospel music. I already directed, but most of the time when I go to a church, they always want to stick me on the keyboard to play, so I don't get the opportunity to direct like I like. But signing, now there's opportunity to take all that fullness and awareness and allness that I feel of God, something higher in my life that's keeping me in my right mind, and I can express that, I can work it out, through the signing, and communicate to the deaf person. So I said, okay, the deaf community, although they don't have access to the beautiful music that we just take for granted every day, here's a way where I can make it accessible to them through signing. I said, I can sign it the way a person is singing it, or the way I'm hearing it, the way we're all hearing it, so that way the deaf community can hear the music like we hear the music. And so I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad. For sign language is the 4th largest language in the United States, right after English, Spanish, and Italian. So I'm honored, I'm humbled, every time I get an opportunity to sign, if it's nothing but to say thank you, or I love you, or like I tell people, bam, I love you, I'm honored and humbled at the same time, because there's still so much to learn. Like with any language, I have not mastered it. I don't have all the knowledge, but what I have, I want to share in such a way that the hearing community will be inspired to learn sign language, and that the deaf community will have access just as close to the way we have access as possible.
I wanted to ask you also, has your sign language, what kind of impact it has had on the hearing impaired community or the hearing community? Have you some stories to share with us today?
Yes, I do, and that is a good question, and thank you for asking that, because I want to start actually with my most recent, and this is, and the audience, I hope you all can feel me on this one, because this was a situation where the church I came out of in Cincinnati, the church I became a Christian, the church where I feel like my life really began, because now I'm letting someone else lead me. I'm not trying to do it all on my own. So at that church, which is where the inspiration started, few words to give time to spell. So that's where the finger spelling comes in, when there's not a sign for that particular word, or you just don't know the sign, or you're doing someone's name. So I actually study, just like we study our Webster, well, I don't think we study it, but we look in the Webster Dictionary for the meaning of a word. Mm-hmm. We look in the signing dictionary for the signing, the way to sign that particular word.
Okay.
And so through the study of vocabulary.
Grow your vocabulary.
Exactly. And always learning. I'm still constantly learning, still constantly studying, going back, making sure that I remember whatever different signs mean.
So if I wanted to say, I am at peace, how would I say that?
I am at peace. And I love doing peace, because you could just
feel it going on.
Yes, I like that.
I know.
Instead of a spelling, that makes it feel the emotion.
Okay.
And it paints a picture, and the person can feel what you just did. They feel at peace too now.
Yes.
You know.
And then I like another thing about sign language in terms of using the parts of the face to demonstrate whether the person is a parent, a grandparent, was a male or a female. Give us some demonstrations of what, like mother, father, male, female, parent, grandparent, and how the face and the bust area is used as a
very integral part.
Of signing.
That is such an excellent question. I mean, this is an excellent question. This is the type of stuff that needs to get out there. First of all, I tell people, it's just like the person that you're listening to them speak, and they're talking in a monotone like this. Their voice never changes, it never goes up, it never goes down. Well, that's boring. You know, this is boring. We like the speakers that their pitch modulates, right?
Yes.
And this is what keeps our attention. Well, in signing, a person that just signed the words, okay, boring.
Oh, okay.
But you have to have facial expressions. If you asking a question, your eyebrows should raise. Like if I want to know, how are you? My face is saying it to you too. So I'm not just, how are you? See the difference, how are you? But I'm like, how are you? It looks like I really want to know.
Like I'm concerned.
Like I'm concerned about how you're doing it,
Yes,
right? Not
okay.
just, how are you? Like what? You know, so facial expression, your body, and like you said, in this area, this is called the signing window. And